Yo, what is going on YouTube? My name is Sweat if you guys are new, and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. In today's video, we are going to be going over the Season 6 Legend rankings, okay? And how I'm going to be doing this is not ranking them from number 14 to number 1, not from worst to best. How I'm going to be doing this is a tier list, okay? So we're going to have S tier, which will be the best, A tier, which will be the second best, B tier, which will be the third best, and C tier, which will be the fourth best. And I'm not doing a D tier because I really believe that there are no legends worthy of the D tier. And that's really the bottom of the barrel legends that are pretty much useless and cannot be used in game for any use, okay? And I really don't think this season has a legend that's totally unusable. So we're skipping over the D tier. We're heading right into the C, B, A, and S tiers. And that is all we're going to cover in this video. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so starting it off with the C tier legends, and just a quick note, I'm not going to go really like deep into depth on why exactly I feel like these legends should be in these tiers. I'm just going to cover the real basics, their abilities and such like that, and why I think they fall into that tier. But I'm not going to dive into every single thing like you can use their abilities this way, you can use their abilities this way, this way, this way, this way, you know what I mean? I'm just going to cover the outer edge, because if not, if I dove in like super deep, it would be like a 40-minute video, and that's not what we want. So starting off in the C tier of legends is going to be Loba, okay? And there is multiple reasons that I have placed Loba in the C tier of legends. And once again, I just want to stress enough that these C tier legends are not useless, okay? They're good legends if you know how to use them. Same with everybody on this list. And as for Loba goes, her ultimate ability is probably the best part about her, and that can gain you loot. All you got to do is throw down her black market every minute and a half. You get it now. They did buff that from 3 minutes to 1 minute and 30 seconds, and you can throw down her black market, get whatever loot that you can scavenge up around the area. But the problem with this lies in that the fact that you can only get 2 items. So let's say you can get a gun and you can get some ammo, right? But you don't have any attachments for that weapon. Or you can gather ammo and maybe shields or something, but then you're left without a weapon, you know what I mean? So I feel like that should be buffed to 3 items for the black market, and then maybe we'll talk about moving her up into the B tier list of legends. As for her passive ability, I really like the passive ability that you can see loot through walls. It's a very good feature for Loba. I think that changes the game in the beginning of the game, but not really towards the end, okay? And as for her tactical ability, which is her ring that you toss across the map, there has been multiple bugs with the ring lately with Kings Canyon when that map was around. You toss the ring and you would like never teleport. There was just so many issues. Or maybe it was on World's Edge even. I think it was on World's Edge where you would throw her ring and it wouldn't even register. You wouldn't go anywhere. So she was completely useless for the longest period of time. And even now, I think the really only good part of having the ring to toss with Loba is just to getting high ground, okay? And I don't know. I think that they should get rid of the time, the delay time. When you throw the ring across the map, it takes like 3 or 4 seconds for the thing to land, and you can't do anything. You're basically a sitting duck at that point. But I guess that's what makes Loba like not overpowered, you know what I mean? So that is my thoughts on Loba, and that is why she falls into the C tier list of legends for me. Next up, we are going to be moving on to Octane, and he falls in the C tier as well. And his abilities, really quickly, his passive is obviously not taking damage. He restores health, so that is a very good feature for Octane. You always want to be gaining health, and especially right after you get out of the ring or right after you have no heals, Octane is going to be really useful for regenerating your health over a long period of time. It's not quick though, so don't think it's just like within a matter of seconds you gain your health back. It takes a long time. As for his tactical, his stim ability can be used very effectively in strafing. If you strafe while using the stim ability, oh my god, Octane is super hard to hit. If someone knows how to strafe with this guy, it's a wrap, because you're barely going to hit this guy. It's the same thing with Bloodhound, but the stim ability allows you to go super quick. Also, with the launch pad, okay, we're moving on to the ultimate already. The stim's alright. It's not amazing, okay? There's not anything like... I feel like he should move a little bit faster. He is supposed to be the fastest legend in the games, but I feel like he should move a little bit faster. But overall, the stim is just mediocre, okay? On to the launch pad. The launch pad can really just do well, it's obviously going to get you to high ground, okay? That's the main goal of having the launch pad, getting you to high ground or pushing enemies really, really quickly. If they're low on health, you can push over to them, hit the launch pad, and you're going to be in the air and flying right at your enemies. The thing that I don't like about the launch pad, even though they added the double jump feature to the launch pad, is the fact that you're just sitting in the air for a long period of time. You know how many people, I've killed, or anybody else has killed? I know, like, I'm not the only one that has done this, but killed Octanes in the air once they hit their jump pad, or any other player on their team that hits the jump pad. They're kind of just a floating, like a sitting duck if they're out in the open. So that is why I have Octane at the C tier list of legends. Now, next up, we are going to move on to the B tier list of legends. These are legends that are a little better than the C tier, but not phenomenal. They're just kind of mediocre in the middle of the pack, but they do a good job if you know how to use them. And starting it off with my boy, it's Pathfinder, okay? And these are in no order, by the way. I'm listing B tier legends. Like, this is not like Pathfinder's bottom of B tier, okay? This is just every B tier legend, okay? And Pathfinder does come in the B tier list of legends, and that's because his grapple is 35 seconds, man. Okay, if you get into a gunfight, right, and you have to grapple out, let's say, and you run into another team, it's over. You're done. It's a wrap. You cannot get out. You have no way of getting out, and your hitbox is absolutely ginormous. As for Pathfinder's passive ability, which is when he scans the beacon, okay, you know the next zone. This is a very good idea, but I feel like Pathfinder should have more of an advantage. And I know that it gives you your ultimate right away now. I believe it gives you your ultimate right away as soon as you scan the beacon. I just feel like there needs to be more. I don't know what there needs to be for Path. I feel like it needs to be something else with his grapple, though. It's not his ultimate that we're concerned about. It's not that we want to scan beacons and then toss his ultimate everywhere. Because how many zip lines are you really setting a game? Okay, let's be real. It's not every game that you're setting 6 zip lines or 7 zip lines or however many zip lines. You're only setting like 1 to 2 or maybe 3 a game to get you to that high ground advantage to laser enemies below you. So, I mean, I feel like Path needs a little something more. I don't really know what it is. Comment down below if you know what he's missing, because there's definitely a little something there that is left over for me. So that is why Path falls into the B tier list of legends for me. Alright, next up on the B tier list of legends, we have Bangalore, and Bangalore has not been touched in I don't know how long, okay? It feels like EA or Respawn does not care about Bangalore whatsoever. They did buff her ultimate a little bit. I think it's like 3 minutes instead of 4.5 minutes for her ultimate to come back. But that's not really what, like, I don't know. She's just like a middle tier legend to me. Her passive ability is great, double time. When taking fire while sprinting, makes you move faster for a brief period of time. That's perfect. Leave that in the game. We all love that. Bangalore strafe is unmatched if you know how to use her correctly. And when it comes to her smokes, she's amazing as well, okay? Her smokes are awesome. You can smoke enemies if they're looking at you and rotate into zone with smokes. You can do so many things with smokes. Freaking smoke out the res beacons, or smoke out anybody that's reviving a teammate with smoke. There's just unlimited things that you can do with smoke. I'm not gonna list them all off for you, but you get the point. The problem does lie with her ultimate, though. I mean, it's alright. It's good for backing people up. It's not really gonna kill enemies that often, though. That's why I feel like Bangalore falls into the B tier list of legends for me. She's definitely a good legend to use, though. Don't get me wrong. And I would definitely try her out if you haven't already. She might be your next main. I don't know, guys. For me, I don't really use her that much, and that is why she falls into the B tier list of legends for me. Moving on to the next B tier legend, we have Mirage, okay? And starting off with his passive ability, Mirage cloaks when using respawn beacons and when reviving teammates. And I cannot tell you how many times I've looked around the floor and not seen anybody there, and there's a Mirage rezzing a teammate. That is absolutely clutch, especially if Mirage has a gold bag. Good luck. If you cannot find this guy right away, then that's going to be a problem when that enemy teammate gets up and they're both shooting at you. That can save you a game. As for his tactical ability, you can shoot a decoy out, and you can even control it now. I don't find this to be the most effective, to be honest with you. When I do send out a decoy and when I do control it, I know there are some people that are masters with this and can control it perfectly, but it seems like most of the time it's gonna like run into a wall or something, or you just run out in the open and kind of teabag with it, and make it seem like someone's, you know, crouch spamming or something, but obviously the guy's not carrying a gun. It's not, I wouldn't say it's totally obvious, but it's kind of obvious that that's not a real enemy. As for his ultimate ability, back a couple seasons ago, I don't know when this was a thing, let me know again down in the comments. I'm very uncultured, very uneducated apparently, but you used to be able to go totally invisible with his ultimate. I feel like if you could do that now for a couple more seconds, this legend would be S tier, okay? S tier or A tier, absolutely, without a doubt in my mind. But when you pop his ultimate ability right now, you only go invisible for about 1 second and then come out of it. It just doesn't do it for me. I'm never going to really go out of my way and say, I want to pick Mirage this game. So that is why he falls into the B tier. And very slight negatives, but if you can take advantage of the positives, you're going to have a really good day with Mirage. On to the next B tier legend. For me, it is going to be Wattson. And I know if you can see like kind of a trend between these, you're going to see with this character and the next character, I'm more of a passive playstyle type of person. So these characters that are more sit back, lock down an area and do stuff like that, I'm going to have them ranked a little lower than the ones that are like really aggressive and pushing enemies, because that's all I like to do, okay? If I'm playing a shooter game, I like to push people. I don't like to sit back and get 1 kill and win the game. I like to get 10, 15, 20 kills and win the game. That's just my type of playstyle. But anyways, for Wattson, her passive ability, Ultimate Accelerant, can give her ultimate right away. I feel like that's alright, okay? Her ultimate only lasts 90 seconds now, which is not as good as it used to last an unlimited amount of time. So that's obviously a little bit of a nerf to her. So not too great on the passive ability, but it's okay. It's okay. As for her tactical ability, her fences can be absolutely crucial in blocking off choke points, blocking off rotational directions, blocking off buildings for sure. If you have a Caustic and a Wattson, forget about it. You're not getting in the room. No ifs, ands, or buts unless you have a Crypto on your team. And her fences can be used very, very effectively. If you catch someone at the wrong time running through it, they're basically stunned for like an hour and a half. So yeah, her fences are very, very good asset that she carries. As for her ultimate ability, blocking off any grenades, any arc stars, any thermites, any gas traps now with the recent buff. But once again, it does go away every 90 seconds, so you got to make sure that you do have an ultimate accelerant or two. If you like passive playstyles, this is definitely a legend you have to try. If you like locking down buildings, definitely give this legend a shot. But she falls into B tier for me because I am more of an aggressive type of player. But don't let it take away from the fact that she is a very, very good legend. On to the final legend in the B tier list. It's going to be the new legend, Rampart. And once again, it's kind of more of a passive type of playstyle, okay? You get Rampart, you set up the cover, you put down your minigun, Sheila, and you start firing away at people that are rotating in a zone. Cut off some choke points with this. If you can set all 3 miniguns down, you can have 3 at once, okay? If you can set all 3 miniguns down, forget about it. You'd probably kill someone in like 1 bullet. Like 1 second, okay? And they're absolutely dead. But to use this character correctly, okay, you have to have that amp cover set up. And that's kind of where this character falls off for me. Don't get me wrong, once again, absolutely amazing character if you know how to use her. And you can get the cover up, it's a wrap, okay? If you get the cover up, like 5 pieces of cover at once you can put up, it's ridiculous. It's like 400 something health to destroy the amp cover. You can destroy the top with like 150 damage or something like that. But even if you destroy the top part, you still have a head glitch as Rampart, and your whole team could have a head glitch. Great cover in the wide open for Rampart. As for her passive ability, increased magazine capacity and faster reloads when using LMGs and the minigun. I don't really find this too useful unless you're using a Devo or a Spitfire. Obviously, it just says using LMGs, you get more bullets and you reload faster. So they're really trying to make this character a sit down like and fire weapon. You're firing a clip or a magazine for an absolute hour, okay, with this legend, and you're reloading faster. So that's a pretty good ability in my opinion. As for the amp cover, like I said, you have to make sure the cover is down for a while or else it's going to get shot. If you shoot the cover before it's fully down, okay, it goes away right away. So make sure that's all the way up. Make sure the amp cover is all the way fully activated, and then you can start firing bullets. And through that little shield, you get more damage as well. So I mean, not too bad. As for the minigun, Unlimited bullets, as long as you reload the thing, that's an absolute plus. It does get shot pretty quickly if it's not behind cover, so make sure you're putting that behind amped cover. And overall, very good job by Respawn, very good job by EA making this legend. I think this is a great legend. And once again, if you're a passive type of player, if you like the lockdown areas, lockdown choke points, then definitely give this legend a try. She definitely is worth a shot. On to the A tier list of legends. These are the legends that, no matter what, I feel like you should be picking these legends if you're not picking the S tier ones, because they are very clutch. You could rotate any of these guys in and out of your rotation of legends that you're playing with your squad, and they'd all be useful in some way or another, no matter if you're an aggressive type of playstyle, a passive type of playstyle, whatever the case, these legends are good for both. Okay, first off, we have Gibraltar. Okay, good old Gibby with his fat ass gun shield. This man takes like 7,000 bullets to kill, okay? Just his gun shield alone is like 100 something health. So, I mean, you shoot this guy for an hour and he just eats it up. He eats it up and shoots it right back at you. If you run into a Gibby with an automatic prowler, say your prayers, because it's not going to be fun. That is his passive ability, by the way, his gun shield. And like I said, aiming down sights deploys a gun shield that blocks incoming fire. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this guy has fortified, so he has reduced damage by 15%, and he's not slowed by bullets. Okay, that's absolutely insane. As for his dome, he can still quick res with his dome, very, very fast on the res, and obviously protect you for about 10 to 15 seconds. I'm not really sure what the exact amount of the duration is right now, but you throw that thing down, you res your teammate, you can get out of there ASAP, and it saves you a death. Okay, without that, you're just left out in the open and no cover, but that provides you cover even if you're wide out in the open. Very effective for end zones as well. And also his ultimate ability hits like a absolute brick. That's what I love about his ultimate compared to Bangalore's. Once you throw his ultimate down, it lands right away, as to where Bangalore's takes a while. It spreads out across the field. This one just drops right away and it hits absolutely hard. If you're catching a team rotating, you're catching a team in final zone and you throw this thing down, you throw your dome like somewhere else and they're just stuck in final zone, good luck, because they're all dying to this ultimate. And that is why Gibraltar comes in the A tier list of legends for me. On to the next A tier legend. It is going to be Lifeline, the combat medic over here. First of all, her passive ability is to deploy the dock drone to revive teammates. The dock will deploy a shield and revive Lifeline's teammate, leaving Lifeline free to defend. And that is with the recent patch, the recent buff to Lifeline last season. They gave her an ability to res people without actually resing the whole time. You can just throw your drone down, it'll res the teammate. And this is the most broken thing in the world. If you can spam her dock drone, you can spam her res, it's unbelievable, okay? It's unbelievable, because you down an enemy, right? You got a lifeline on your team, on the other team. You down an enemy, the lifeline goes over, presses one single button, automatically has a shield around them pretty much, and it's resing that teammate. So that teammate's going to be up. Say goodbye if you have a gold bag, by the way. Oh my god. Lifeline with the gold bag is the most ridiculous thing in the game right now. On to her tactical ability, okay? Her healing drone. Nothing's really changed with this over the seasons. It's great. Obviously, you don't have to carry meds, but it's not ridiculous because it still gets destroyed in Storm and stuff like that. Her ultimate ability, this is the one thing I wish they would change about Lifeline, the care package. It does drop a little more loot now, which is good, but once again, I wish it would drop like weapons or something like that. Something to that degree. Maybe like a gold shield, even though it's not really that useful this season, or a red shield or something to that degree would be awesome. But nonetheless, Lifeline is a very solid legend, and that is why she comes in the A tier list. On to the next A tier legend. It's going to be Caustic, the most toxic man in the game. Throw your gas traps down and like it's over. Okay, you're choking on everything. You can't see nothing unless there's another Caustic. Like, unless your team has a Caustic and the enemy has a Caustic, good luck getting in the building, because it's absolutely going to be impossible. Now that you can like block off doors with Caustic traps, oh my god, it's just a pain in the butt. And most people, right, they throw down the Caustic traps and a team walks in, there's no way the team's getting out. Okay, if you get stuck in the gas, you're basically dead. It's a wrap. Okay, first of all, the Nox vision, that is his passive ability. He can see through his own smoke without getting slowed down or anything like that. Also, another thing to note is that your teammates don't get slowed down now. but they do have the gas on their screen, so that's a little bit of a nerf and a buff, you know what I mean? As for his tactical ability is the gas traps. Like I said, extremely overpowered if you know how to place them and you trap an enemy in those. Ugh, it's absolutely disgusting. And also his ultimate ability, which is the Nox gas grenade. I feel like every Caustic in the world, right, when you're about to kill a Caustic, right, on a team, they always throw the freaking ultimate ability. And what makes the ultimate ability so good, in my opinion, and a little bit broken, is the fact that when you throw the ultimate, even if the Caustic team dies, the gas still stays around, so you can't loot their boxes for a while, which is crucial. If you need to get a shield swap or do anything like that, and you go into the gas, you're still going to take damage. So all that considered, Caustic is a great legend for defending, great legend for even rushing with his gas grenade. So that is why I have Caustic as an A tier legend. Moving on to the last A tier legend on the list today, it's going to be Crypto, and he got a recent buff lately that allows him to respawn teammates and scan beacons without even being anywhere in the vicinity, okay? All he has to do is get in his drone and go over the respawn beacon, or go to the scanning beacon where you scan for rings, and you can find the freak, like, what? What? That's ridiculous, guys. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, Neuralink, his passive ability, first off, Crypto and his teammates see what his surveillance drone detects up to 30 meters away. Okay, you can see where everybody is if you get the drone within range. Also, he can ping how many squads are in the area, so that is absolutely clutch. His tactical is the surveillance drone. Obviously, he deploys the camera. 40-second cooldown if this is destroyed, but it's a great scouting method. You can push up really quickly if you use this together with his ultimate ability, which is his EMP, and that's where his strong suit really comes in, okay? If you couple Crypto with like a Revenant or someone that can push really, really quickly, like a Caustic as well, and get enemies stunned, oh my god. Crypto's EMP is absolutely ridiculous. It takes away 50 shield damage, and it also, apparently, from what I've heard in the comment sections of my recent videos, it will stun Revenants, okay? Or not Revenants, but anybody in a Revenant totem, anybody in Revenant form, no matter if it's one person or your whole team, and basically you just have to tap them once and they go back to the totem. So that's absolutely clutch. I feel like Crypto is great for scouting, great for rushing, great for everything. Crypto is definitely an A tier legend in my opinion. Now we have come to the S tier legends. This, in my opinion, these guys are the best of the best. These are the characters that I like to play the most, and they're the most fun in my opinion. Sorry, Pathfinder, I know I still love playing you, but you're down at B tier this time. First off, we have Revenant, okay? Revenant has been the sensation. The last season, you play a ranked game, you see a Revenant and a Caustic on every freaking team in the lobby, and there's a good reason for that, okay? Obviously, his Stalker ability, he can crouch walk faster, and he's completely silent when he crouch walks. Also, he can climb walls extremely high, so that's a plus. You can climb buildings with absolutely minimal effort and climb big hills, ledges, stuff like that, so that's crucial. His tactical ability, his two little silence balls, okay? You throw a device that deals damage and disables enemy abilities for 20 seconds. That's absolutely huge. You cancel everybody's abilities, and they cannot really even... all they have to do is just basically sit there and fight back, because if they're running away at this point, it's a wrap. You're done. You're absolutely done for. As for Revenant's ultimate ability, I feel like this is where Revenant is really broken, really effective. If you know how to place his death totem down in a safe, secure spot, let's say in a building with caustic traps surrounding it where no one can get in the doors or anything, this is like a free life, okay? You put this thing down, you rush your enemies. If you do get shot, you get sent back. If you don't get shot and you kill that enemy, then that's amazing. That is basically what Revenant is used for, and the whole team can take it. And it only costs you 50 health. 50 health for a free life, I'll take that every time. That is why Revenant is up in the S tier of legends, and why we saw so many Revenants last season in ranked. Moving on to the next S tier legend on the list, we have Bloodhound. With the recent updates, the recent buffs, the Bloodhound, I feel like they're one of the best characters in the game, okay? And I know a lot of you guys were calling me out for saying Bloodhound was a he in the other videos. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I said they. We're gonna say they this video, so I don't hurt anybody's feelings. But anyways, passive ability for Bloodhound, the tracker. You can know basically everything on the ground, footsteps, doors being opened, where people climb. This is absolutely crucial, and you can let your teammates know just by pinging and such like that. As for the tactical ability for Bloodhound, I have the Allfather, which is the scan. Basically, like I said, gives you wall hacks, tells you where enemies are in buildings, through walls for 3 to 4 seconds. Crucial information to know. In rank, let's say there's a skeeve, which is a solo player, or there's 2 players waiting in a building and you have a team of 3 and you want to push them out of there, you can absolutely get that information to do so. As for the ultimate ability, which is the most strong point of Bloodhound right now, when you pop your ultimate ability, okay, you get a scan every 6 seconds. Let that sink in. Every 6 seconds you have a scan. So if the scans last 3 to 4 seconds, you're basically knowing where enemies are the entire length of your ultimate ability. And obviously your whole screen goes black and white. You can see everybody in red outlined. This character's, you got to try this character right now, guys, because they are absolutely amazing. Bloodhound is absolutely insane right now. Give them a shot. And yeah, that is why Bloodhound comes in the S tier list of legends. The last legend on this list, the last S tier legend on this list is going to be Wraith. And it's not just because I have the kunai, okay? It's not just because I play this legend all the time. It's because she has so many abilities, so many ways of escaping, and she counters basically every legend in some way, okay? First off, her passive ability lets you know when enemies are aiming at you. I feel like that's very crucial information. Right when you hear her say, I'm getting aimed at by enemies, or watch out, there's enemies in the area, you know to be aware, okay? With any other character, you can get sniped in the head, and you'll never know that an enemy is looking at you. So I feel like that's absolutely crucial to have a very good passive ability for a legend. As for a tactical ability, this is the most like broken thing in her inventory. This is what you play Wraith for, okay? For tactical ability, Into the Void, you can go invisible basically for about 5 seconds, I believe, and you can get away from gunfire. You can get out of ultimate abilities coming down on you, like Gibraltar strikes, Bangalore strikes. You can get out of really any scenario by using her Into the Void, and that is why I really love Wraith right there, is the tactical ability. As for her ultimate ability, okay, you can set portals in late game. You can link 2 locations with portals for 60 seconds, okay? So one end to the other end, obviously last 60 seconds. This can get you into late game rotations, past enemies, and the reason that I feel like Wraith is really this high up on the list in general is because of the new legends like Rampart, okay? You have a minigun aiming down at you on a rotational opportunity, okay? Or into the end zone, you have a minigun aimed down at you. You can make a portal and phase right past the minigun, and your whole team is not going to take any damage. So those are all reasons why I have Wraith as the S tier legend, the last S tier legend on the list. Let me know down below in the comments. Like I said, if you have any disagreements with me, I'm sure there'll be a lot of you that disagree with me, but let me know your tier list down below. And yeah, guys, it's been Sweat. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.